My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Wildfrost. We have more allies to summon, we have more crowns to buy, we have more 6-time kill combos to get, or more 6-time kill combos, singular, as only one of those is needed in order to unlock the new companion. We have Aldrock here for the Snow Dwellers. Apply 1 Demonize in Barrage, 0 damage, counter of 4. Vayton, when deployed, summon Fallow. So this isn't the version that I got mistaken by before that said summon Fallow in that text that I thought would only summon a Fallow on deploy. This one does only summon the Fallow on deploy. And then there's Clunkget, who has 5 health, 3 damage, apply 1 bomb, and a counter of 3, attacks quite commonly. I think I'm going to be going for Clunkget here for a couple of reasons, including the fact that I don't want to play the Snow Dwellers immediately again. I want to get back into some Clunk junk stuff. Although, this Clunkget is not named Clunkget. This Clunkget is named Silly Pseudonym. Let's go, buddy. Sneasel for the draw. Yeah, also to have a healthier frontliner. Come on. Let's head out, buddy. Sunsong box, of course, in the base deck still. All of that's as usual. Ooh, another opportunity possibly to get the no-kill Naked Gnome. I'd love to do that. 2 Gear Hammers is already enough to take out the Wild Snoof on that top line, which will then free me up to focus exclusively on the Junkhead on the bottom. Seems good to me. I've even got the Sunsong box for attacking faster if I need. I should slow down. I'm gonna summon a Junkhead. Silly attacks and then Sneasel attacks, taking out the target. And then I kind of just want to Dirtle for a turn here if possible. Let's put the Sunsong box on Silly. How difficult is it going to be to kill the Winterworm on the top line? Leaving the Naked Gnome alive. Leaving the Naked Gnome alive seems really difficult right now. I'm gonna cycle first. So now we've got a Snowzuka, which I can use to hold the Goblin here for a little bit more time, get more money out of it. 1 instance of hit, 2 instances of hit, and then Sneasel hits it next turn, 3 instances of hits. And then just start throwing Gear Hammers against the Winterworm in the back line. I'm a little threatened by the fact that Silly's going to attack quite soon and have to hit the Winter Gnome. Unless I freeze Silly? Oh man, maybe this again is just not a deck that should take out the Naked Gnome. Maybe I need to wait. I feel like I'm getting the opportunity regularly right now, and I should really take advantage of that though. I guess one version of this is I put Sneasel back in the deck right now and then leave Silly Pseudonym to be able to attack Goblin later. Actually, I way prefer that. Lower the damage of the Winterworm on the top line quite drastically. Hello, Snow Knight. The Snow Knight's on the top line. That's annoying. I guess I have a plan? The plan is basically just Gear Hammers. That's the plan, as it turns out. So unfortunately, Silly's not going to attack after I use a Gear Hammer to take out the Snow Knight on the top line. So if I want to get any combos, I've got to do that now. I'm gonna Gear Hammer Winter Worm and then let Silly kill Snowbow. Okay. Now the Snow Knight's gonna try and respond. It gives me another junk in hand if it does. Or rather, I could block. Either or, doesn't really matter too much. I could even use Sneasel, and in fact I will. Block 'em, Sneezy! Drawing us directly into a Gear Hammer, which takes out the Snow Knight, and the Naked Gnome is left alive? No friend like Gnome Friend. That's an achievement. And a charm unlock.
Thanks for sparing me. Let me come with you.
Let's go, sure. You don't seem good. I'll tell you that much for free. You act on a counter of 2. I don't really have to keep you, though, for that long. I could even go get 2 Frozen Travelers right now and start ignoring you, so I think I will. Maybe it gets upgraded over the course of the run, which is why you take it rather than not taking it. I don't know. When destroyed, deal 8 damage to enemies in the row. You know... a naked gnome that just runs into the battlefield and blows up, that's kinda cool. Krego. When a card is destroyed, gain 1 damage. There's also Folby, trash 1 when hit. Trash 1 is add a junk to your hand. Bomb Bomb. Deal 6 damage to self and allies in the row with Barrage. Bomb Bomb is just really powerful. I also have Flask of Ink in the deck if I wanted to prevent Bomb Bomb from doing that damage to themselves and their allies. I could just have them do their 7 damage because they also would not have Barrage in that context. I mean, I don't dislike Krego, and I really like the idea of running a Destroy deck. I could take this deck in so many different directions right now. Pretty much any of these could be a reasonable choice. I'll take Bomb Bomb. I've taken Bomb Bomb more than I've taken Krego. Taken Krego, rather. I don't really have the ability to project damage outside of the Gear Hammers right now, so maybe that's one reason to take Bomb Bomb, but then if I take Bomb Bomb, I'm also significantly limiting my ability in the future to take more consistent cards. Because I kind of want to keep one line open. You know what? I'm taking Krego. We can try it. We're just going to try it. Hopefully this Frozen Traveler's a bit more defensive for us. Fizzle and Nom and Stompy. Krego says whenever a card is destroyed, gain a damage. Nom and Stompy says whenever a card is destroyed, count down, counter by 1. I love the idea of trying to get both of them out on the field. There's also Fizzle, though. Applies 1 bomb on a counter of 4, has 3 frenzy, 0 damage. So they just start stacking up a bunch of bomb against targets and increase the damage on them, and it would synergize with a lot of things I want to add into the deck as a result of already having Silly Pseudonym in here, with the bomb every 3 rounds. This is more offensive potential, but offensive potential is not as much what I need. I'm going to take Nom and Stompy for the health. Also, it synergizes with my deck state as it currently exists anyway. Let's go into the battle. Yes, perhaps I should have put the crown on a different unit. Oop. Thankfully, Flask of Ink and Snowzuka both just kind of invalidate enemies right now. So if I throw 3 Gear Hammers against the Pop Shroom in the top line, I can just take it out before its turn starts, which is great. And I'll do it like this, so that Silly Pseudonym adds the bomb to the target before we attack afterwards. I'm gonna throw a Flask of Ink against Bulbhead. So it's gonna project 0 damage forwards to Sneasel. But then the Puffball will as well. I'd prefer the Puffball not. I get to draw 2 cards off of the back of that. Ooh, I could get 2 junk from Junkhead, but unfortunately I don't have the ability to utilize that junk in my current hand. I Flask of Ink the Puffball, preventing it from continuing the cycle there. Then Silly and Sneasel can take out frontline units in the next round. I should definitely develop something now, like Norman Stompy or Crego. Let's get Norman Stompy out so that I have some defense against the Shroom Gobbler. No, I really need damage to start growing. I'm gonna put Crego out. 1 down. 2 down. Now Norman Stompy definitely does need to go out. Unfortunately, the Goblin in the backline is going to run away. I'm gonna pop a Junkhead down rather than deal with that. So on the top line, Poison's projected to Sneasel and Junkhead. I get a junk, and I also draw a card. And then Puffball will attack Junkhead and then Sneasel as well. Not so thrilled about that second follow-up there. So I'll prevent it. I'm gonna use a Gear Hammer against Puffball. Very happy to finally have some junk in hand that I can use the Sunsong box with. We'll increase Norman Stompy's speed for attacking now. Shroodles on the top line currently intends to... give us a bunch of junk. Do I want that? Let's no-zook the Shroodles on the top line. I don't think I need to accept any of that. Sneasel and Silly can kill the Shroom Gobbler on the bottom line by themselves this round if they want to. I could even use a half and half strategy here to set others up for kills. Actually, 3-3... Yeah, I can't kill the Bulbhead on the top line, unfortunately. But if I could, it would trigger Norman Stompy to attack. If I could kill anyone, it would trigger Norman Stompy to attack, but the problem is I don't want Norman Stompy to attack the Veiled Lady. I want them to attack Shroom Gobbler so that I would be getting a 2-time kill combo. So I think, I mean, just gets me to continue setting up for later turns. To be more impactful in that kind of a way. Let's see if I can draw a 4 damage Gear Hammer. Not particularly likely, but it'd be good. And I can! Cool! That'll be a 2-time kill combo. Bulbhead go down, Norman Stompy attack. It doesn't take almost anything here to Flask of Ink the Veiled Lady and then just wait until I can get a 2-time kill combo here. I could also get Junk in Head right now by getting Veiled Lady to attack Junkhead, so that the Sunsong box does have the ability to get us our early attack. So 2 damage. 6. I'm trying to set this up so that both of them will die at the same time. One of the easier ways for me to do that is by freezing Shroodles on the top line, just dealing 6 damage this round, so I know that a Gear Hammer can take that out at any time. Let's use the Sunsong box on Silly. Strudels doesn't really pose a threat on the top line. Veiled Lady on the bottom line isn't threatening Silly either. Gonna push Nom and Stompy more towards an attack. Yep, Junkhead does die, so that's going to move Nom and Stompy even closer to attacking for the next round. And now Sneasel and Nom and Stompy by themselves take out the 2 units, but I might as well contribute. Get him, Nom! 2-time kill combo. Oh, Bling Snail and Woolly Snail afterwards. Also, 2 Frozen Travelers when I already have kind of like preparation for the deck. This doesn't feel right to go north. As much as I do like going to a Gnome Traveler when I'm playing the Clunk Masters. Add Frenzy and gain Aimless. I'm not going to immediately put this on something. Add Frenzy and gain Aimless. I'm not going to immediately throw that away. Let's go to the Blinksnail Cave, get some money, and then go see what's in the store. I got to get a crown. Inkberry Juice. Blaze Tea, Storm Globe, Demon Heart, and Pinkberry Juice? I could have sworn this is like a shop I had recently. Almost exactly. Maybe even exactly. Well, save the cost. Add Frenzy, but increase counter by 1. I mean, that's a pretty good card to put on Nom and Stompy, whose counter is mostly dictated by how well we're destroying cards, rather than anything else. Obviously, I've got to take a crown. And I gotta take the crown off Sneasel, we got a crown on Crego, and a crown on Nom and Stompy. I'm looking to destroy cards as quickly as possible. Blaze Tea, and then I have exactly enough for the Charm Machine. That does ignore Pinkberry Juice. But between Snowzuka, Flask of Ink, and Junkhead, I have a lot more ability to nullify the effects of damage. Let's take the charm first. Greed Charm. Gain Greed. Deal an additional damage for every 50 bling that you have. That's interesting. I don't think anyone desperately wants that yet until I know who gets all of the Frenzy and Aimless, and then Greed, and then also Blaze Tea for Nom and Stompy. The problem there is if I don't get cards destroyed, Nom and Stompy barely ever acts, and if Nom and Stompy barely ever acts, I lose quite quickly. I don't think I have the full, like, hand support for trying to do something like that. I almost don't want to apply any of my charms yet. I mean, I know I don't have to apply the Greed Charm. Add Frenzy and gain Aimless. The ability facility to possibly just attack a back line? Doesn't feel great. But Frenzy on bomb application does. There we go. I did it. I did it, and now I can't undo it. I don't think either of the others needs to be immediately applied. Do I need to immediately get Blaze Tea? Don't think so. Still think that probably goes on Nom and Stompy, to be honest. Baby Snowball on the top line is currently threatening to draw me some cards with Sneasel. Gonna Blaze Tea, Nom and Stompy. Sneasel draws a card. Ooh. I really don't like the idea of Bamboozle hitting all enemies for 3 damage. So Flask of Ink on that target feels pretty good. Oh, I should have rearranged the order so that Sneasel would attack possibly after the bomb application. I could throw Sneasel back into the deck right now. Actually, if I Sunsong Box Krego, they gain 1 damage from a junk being destroyed, they gain 1 damage from the Sunsong Box, and then they attack for 3 damage plus 2 from the bomb in order to kill Bamboozle right now. Yeah, I like that. Hello, Bam and Boozle. Yeah, I've definitely got a cycle right now. I'd love to Snow Zook the Winter Worm for the sake of Nom and Stompy's health. But I think more important than that is putting a Junkhead on the top line to block the first 2 hits from Boozle and Baby Snowbo there. That also reveals the Snowzooka to a critical position and gives me junk in hand for the Sunsong Box to follow up with. Probably going to put Sneasel back in the deck very soon. I'm going to Sunsong Box Nom and Stompy. And then Cure. Boozle attacks. Baby Snowbo, and then Snowbo. So if I put Sneasel back into the deck... no, I need to freeze Boozle this round to have any chance. I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna Snow Zook Boozle. Hold you there while you've got that frenzy. Krego currently wants to do 6 damage to a unit. That's enough to exactly kill the Winter Worm on the bottom line, setting up for Silly and Sneasel possibly to help on another unit. Probably not going to be able to take another unit out though. Ooh, but that Winter Worm on the bottom line should be dealt with. Okay, I'm going to Gearhammer the Baby Snowball on the top line. Winter Worm down. Ooh, a lot of damage on the Winter Worm. It's only got 5 damage coming out. That's not enough to take Krego out. Beautiful. Let's cycle here. Yeah, back into basically exactly the same cards. Throw some damage against the Winter Worm. I know that Silly and Sneasel attacking in 2 turns' time on this bottom line is basically just lethal. And that's in 2 turns' time, unfortunately, so that means Boozle on the top line will also be attacking around then. Snowzook Boozle, keep them frozen. So currently, Snowball on the top line hits Krego for 1 damage. On the bottom line, Silly probably kills the Winterworm and Grouchy. Let's start working on the top line then with a Gearhammer. Nom and Stompy is now ready to kill 2 targets, so if I Gear Hammer this, Nom and Stompy kills Boozle and follows through for 1 more kill, getting us a 3-time kill combo. Sunbell of Hands, Sunbell of Bell. Bell. Did I unlock Gnome Friend? Yeah, spare the naked gnome. Hang on. Just gonna make absolutely certain that there's not something like use the naked gnome in the final fight. Feed the beast. Don't even know what that achievement's about. Is that giving the naked gnome to the muncher? Maybe? I'll give it a go if we get there. Additional card draw versus redraw bell counter. Probably redraw bell counter. We need to get back to specific cards more consistently right now. Those specific cards being the ones that help me manage the... Ooh, baby. Blink Snail, then a Charm Merchant. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to spend all my money there because the Woolly Snail's definitely useful thereafter. I mean, I could replace Sneasel. Sneasel's fine right now, but 1 more Frozen Traveler couldn't hurt. Let's go north. Hook Charm, gain Yank. All the time I think I want to yank the Flask of Ink target, maybe. Actually, maybe I want to yank any of the targets I hit aimlessly to the front of the line to reveal them to damage from other units. That'll add a lot of variability to what happens in this run. I don't love that as much. I almost feel like I should throw this on a Gear Hammer just so I have the ability to target something in the back line and be like, no, you need to be dealt with right now. Yeah, I want to be able to be specific with what I'm yanking rather than pull possibly a nightmare forwards. Alright, Frozen Traveler. You only have to be better than Sneasel. And better than Sneasel, aren't you? We've got Bijou, Haze Blazer, and Blunky. Haze Blazer for applying 1 haze, but taking 2 health from all allies. That is a lot. I don't love that. Bijou applies 2 bomb, but increases by 1 when she is hit. Fine with that. Blunky, when deployed, gain 1 block. It blocks an instance of damage, then blocks another instance of damage, and then at the very end, it explodes with a Bomb Skull Charm, killing enemies for us. I like Blunky here. I think Blunky's a really good replacement for Sneasel. And unfortunately, the Woolly Snail, I'm not going to be able to afford a crown. Because I got to get Lumen Goop, you see. I can't get Bink and the Molten Dip. Bink is really powerful, but so is Molten Dip. It's a card that destroys itself as well, increases our damage on the unit that attacks consistently. I'm gonna take the Molten Dip and run away with the rest of my money right now. I don't need to put the Greed on someone yet, because it's still not going to be particularly large. I will give the Bomb Skull to Blunky. I do intend to let Blunky die. I know you can throw Blunky back to hand and play them again later, but that costs an action to play Blunky in order to block another attack, 1 single more attack at a later instance. So I often just let them block 2 attacks. Good work, buddy. I'm sure there will be times when that is not what I want them to do, but I'm pretty comfy with them doing that here, I feel. Nom and Stompy, Crego. Frustrating. No junk in hand here. And Junkhead will die very quickly in order to get us basically nothing. I think the right play right now might just be cycle this hand. As much as I don't want to do it, I need some other cards. Molten Dip comes to mind. Let's freeze. Aimless Jabjote? No. You've got Frenzy, but you are aimless. That's not too difficult for me to deal with. I'm gonna Snow Gok, rather, sorry, excuse me, in the background. Jabjote. I had to split the damage there, using Silly, unfortunately. Blunky to block on another line in the future. I don't know, I feel like maybe I should just throw out a Gear Hammer right now. Blunky's never going to be great in this fight just because the Jabjotes. But I guess they are about to resummon, so I might as well have the ability to project some damage through the backline when they die. So, Blunky... I could have you attack on the bottom line to help me take out the Jabjote, but realistically, I'd prefer if I got to destroy a card this round. And in doing... never mind. I really wanted to just destroy a card this round, but now I'm going to have to rely on Blunky attacking Jabjote and then Krego following up. I could try and pull Pygmy out of the backline with Gear Hammer. Take it out sooner rather than later. Sets up Jabjote on the bottom line to die to a single Gear Hammer next turn. Sure. I'll pull the Pygmy forward. Krego kills it. Blunky attacks. And then Jabjote is attacking for a 2-for on that top line. We can just have Krego eat that. And a single Gear Hammer will take out the Jabjote. So again, not so many combos right now. If I let Blunky die here on the bottom line, I can get a triple kill even. Okay, that's much more appealing now that I know it's a triple kill. Let's get a Junkhead down on the bottom line as well. 3-time combo. When hit, apply Demonize the attacker. You know, realistically, I'd like that not to happen to me. But how realistic is that? Actually, quite realistic. I cycle right now, and then I play Sun Song on Silly. Because they've already got a bunch of Demonize on them. It's not really different. There we go. And then basically any cast against Gok immediately kills them here. Oh, not any cast, actually. And I would prefer to get a 2-time kill combo next round. Next round? Round after next round. Yeah. So that's done by Blaze teasing Krego on the bottom line. Then I'm gonna... Gear Hammer, yank Porky to the front. Okay. So on the top line, Muttonhead attacks Junkhead, does nothing. On the bottom line, Jabjode attacks Krego. Doing nothing. Krego kills Jabjode, and then the Porcupine in response. If I use the 3 damage Gear Hammer, I can also kill Gok myself. Another 3-time kill combo? You simply love to see it. Would have been beautiful if I could have gotten Nom and Stompy to follow up after that, but alas, I'm gonna have to wait another turn. That's a very fast Muttonhead kill right there. Oh, Blunky's injured. Oh no. Oh shucks. Oh no. Interesting. Haze Balloon. When destroyed, apply a haze to an attacker. Totem the Goat. Before an enemy attacks, apply a Demonize to them. And Heart Mist Station. Whenever an ally is hit, restore their health by 1. We don't really have much health support. I don't really think any of these ultimately want to be in the deck though. Like, I almost want to walk away if that were possible. Haze Balloon, to have something that I'm happy just throwing out and letting die. I'm gonna do that. I really want a couple of specific charms. Like, obviously giving Smack Back to a unit is pretty ridiculous right now. Giving Barrage to a unit is pretty ridiculous right now. Giving more Frenzy to a unit as well. Alright, Charm Merchant, what do you got? Frenzy Wrench! Ooh! Wow. Oh, that's really bad, actually. Adds Frenzy to an item in your hand and applies 3 ink to it. It recycles 2. So in order to use this, I need to have 2 junk in hand, and then it provides Frenzy to one of the items in my hand, but also silences that item. So it'll do its effects twice, but it doesn't have any effects. It's really unfortunate. Snowball Charm, apply a snow. I mean, applying a snow with Silly really helps me to know that I'm at least not going to get hit with Smackback. Demonize. Double the damage taken. Recycle Charm. Gain Recycle 1 and plus 2 damage. I really like the idea of that. So I'm definitely taking the Recycle Charm. It's almost certainly just going on a different Gear Hammer. Yep. 4 damage Gear Hammer. It'll help me recycle and destroy some cards from hand, as well as some cards on the field. Snowball Charm versus Demonize. Honestly, Snowball seems most applicable here. We put that on Silly. Apply a bomb and a snow. Now do I want to put Greed on you? Yeah, I think so. Silly is now complete. This is the worst one. Yeah, I have to take out Marrow first, but I'm gonna have to dig until I find Yank so that I can try and hit it first. Well, I'm aimless. I can't even do it in that way. So I've got to dig until I find Silence. Yeah, even throwing 4 damage at something right now doesn't make any kind of sense. Uh-huh. Three turns time. Attack for 2, attack for 2. Yeah, it looks like I put Blaze Tea on Silly on the top line. And then I have a turn... See, Silly's always going to be aimless. So I have to silence off the ability for Marrow to give shields to everyone, and then pivot to the bottom to try and take out Smog aimlessly. But I give the flask next turn so that it lasts as long as is theoretically possible, rather than yanking the unit to the front. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, Molten Dip. And then I'm taking 4 damage to our front line, but Silly will kill Smog and then start working on a different unit. Marrow prevents the teeth from being active. Silly kills Smog, starts working on Grumble. Krego's about to kill Grumble, in fact. I'm gonna cycle. There's Blunky in the Haze Balloon. I do want to get Junkhead out so that I have some junk to play the Sunsong box with soon. I should make sure that Nom and Stompy kills Marrow. Just confirm that kill. Ooh, Pawpaw's got 2 more damage. Rude. I'm gonna swap you with Nom and Stompy, so Nom and Stompy only takes... That is, Junkhead swaps with Nom and Stompy there. So that only 1 damage is dealt here, ultimately, and then I have the Sunsong box available for the next turn. I'm gonna Snow Zook Gobbling to try and keep it around for a couple more rounds. And Silly, you're gonna have to go on the bottom line and get hit with the Sunsong box here. Yeah, you can take up to 2 damage as a result of that, but that was the maximum. In 2 turns' time, the Pawpaw on the top line is going to attack. Let's get it to attack a Blunky. Do I want the junk, maybe? Sure, let's cycle. I should remove the aimless from everyone right now, I've just realized. I remove aimless from everyone so that I can still reliably respond. Now, Silly, you would snow your targets. I'm gonna organize my things like this, throw a Gear Hammer with Recycle against the Smog on the top line. This forces Silly to attack as well as Nom and Stompy to attack. And those trigger when hit instances on Mawjaw are prevented by the snow applications that I already had. Not gonna be any more respawning, so we just continue throwing things until the enemy's dead. I need a junk. Fine, I use a Gear Hammer against my own Junkhead in order to get a junk in hand. And then... Gear Hammer Mawjaw! Got him! I was supposed to use the other one with the Recycle, which would have instantly killed Mawjaw, but it's literally not a difference at all, it's fine. Bling Snail Cave. Oh, now's the point where I have to figure out, is the Muncher supposed to eat the naked gnome? It's in reserve as well, and the Muncher can only eat items, so never mind, it can't. That's not a thing. Another charm is always really good. Two fewer cards in this deck. Unfortunately, that means the deck is largely overrun by junk. Not destroying that many cards. Heavily increases the presence of other cards that I end up adding to the deck past this point. Increases the likelihood of drawing junk alongside Sunsong Box or the Gear Hammer with Recycle on in the first round. I'm gonna go for the charm on the top line. I'm gonna keep the cards. Come on, charm! Ooh, plus 5 health. I find myself quite charmed by this. Giving Nom and Stompy just the ability to keep themselves on the field for a longer period of time seems great to me, but let's make sure we go to the next area for the Woolly Snail first. Mini Muncher. Destroy a card in your hand at Noomlin speed. There's also Foggy Brew. Apply haze aimlessly. Broken Vase, definitely. I really want the crown and haze and Mini Muncher. Definitely gonna take Mini Muncher. Oh wait, I can afford literally all three. I take Foggy Brew, I also take the crown. Well, it was just gonna be short there. So. Lumen Vase really good. I could put it on Silly to apply 2 snow and 2 bomb per strike, which is good. I could also put it on Nom and Stompy to have them cool down twice as fast. Which, and this is true, is also good. I think I like that more. Of course, we'll figure out exactly what order we're going to be playing them in, depending on the boss battle. Ooh, Shrootles and the Shroom Gobbler and Truffle. Love to see it. Definitely gonna Molten Dip my own line there. So that Shrootle's on the top line, currently intending to attack for 3 poison. You could strike Blunky 3 times, and I wouldn't feel too bad about that. But I just don't think that helps us as much as holding back on that for now. So Haze counts down after each attack, which means that if I applied that to Shrootles, they would unfortunately still get 2 attacks against my team. I could give Truffle the Foggy Brew. Well, actually, it's aimless. I could just target it on the bottom line. It's the best I can do there. Sure. And hit the Shroom Gobbler. Unfortunate. I'm probably just going to Snowzook Shrootles to prevent any poison coming out and see what happens. Do I cycle this early? I still have junk as well as my ability to consume that junk left in the deck. Didn't get the junk, unfortunately. Mini Muncher to munch a card. At Noomlin speed, actually. That matters. Because I can get Nom and Stompy to attack twice this turn. Let's actually do that. I'm gonna mini munch my yanking hammer, and then give increased counter as well as frenzy, but destroy a card to Nom and Stompy in the top line, who will respond by attacking 2 units. get into the next round. Truffle on the top line intends to attack. Shroom Gobbler is going to attack an ally, which will then also trigger Puffball attacking that same ally. I'd love to get some junk in hand, so putting a junk head out right now seems great. Although maybe it should protect the bottom line. Nom and Stompy's a bit more comfortable by itself. Yeah, but Krego's going immediately to the back line. Sure, I put it on top. Okay, so Silly is about to attack on the bottom line. I could give him a Sunsong box, push them along on their way. Didn't go well. Get him, Nom and Stompy. There's a junk in the next hand. A possibility of drawing a Sunsong box. I do want more kill combos, and that way would help. I'm gonna mini munch the Haze Balloon, getting rid of it, destroying a card, and then I could Gear Hammer something as well. Next turn, Shrootle's in the back line and tends to attack. I'd like it not to. Destroy a bunch of cards there. Porcupine on the top line now intends to attack by themselves this round. Barrages through damage, 2 damage through all. You know, I'm actually going to force the cycle early here. I don't want to play both of those cards. Oh my god. Oh, was that ever ideal? Okay, Sunsong box on Nom and Stompy on the top line would then just force kill, but... How else? How else could I do something like this? If I put Blunky on the top line, it would take a hit, die, exploding against the enemies, killing Truffle and then Porcupine, which would then force Truffle on the bottom line. To also get killed. Sunsong Silly Pseudonym and see what we can get out of this. Maybe a triple kill in another turn. It's pretty reasonable. Actually, if I throw a power against the top line, I might even get a quad kill out of it instead. Okay, let's cycle. That'll do it. Wait, no, I don't have junk. Damn. Gear Hammer's in the next hand with a mini Muncher, which could eat something. Okay, to force a faster action. Okay. Yeah, I have to redraw right now. And then next turn, I munch something with the mini Muncher, forcing Nom and Stompy immediately to kill 2 units on the top line. Great. And now I can even have Silly follow up by killing a Porcupine and then possibly one of the Truffles. So I'm gonna throw a Gear Hammer for the possibility that Silly then strikes Porcupine and then the other Truffle. Okay. So unfortunately that's a 5. That's a 5-time kill combo. A lot of money, admittedly, but it's not the 6. It's not the 6 that I needed. Truffle seems like one of the best fights to get that done, though. Sunbell of Hands. Card draw +1. Yep. Yep, that seems correct. Treasure or Charm? Probably Charm. How does this do against N bosses? Not great. Gonna go get another charm still, I think. Hopefully I have another shot before the end of the run. Gain Hog-Headed and +7. So, fact of the matter is, Nom and Stompy probably can't afford to go back in hand at any point. So if I gave them Hog-Headed to give them, 22 health, I might be able to be resilient enough. I don't think I need to play Hog-Headed yet on that unit though. So before doing so, I'm going to move forward. I'm definitely going to be freezing the Warthog on the top line. Let's get the Frenzy on Nom and Stompy. So yeah, 3 instances of damage. All against Nom and Stompy. And then next turn, Silly Pseudonym will respond by killing 2 hogs, which will lower Nom and Stompy's cooldown by 4. It'll reduce by another this round and another next round. So yeah, I'm gonna prevent you from getting all of the frenzy from that. Let's make sure this is a 3-time kill combo, because that's still a decent amount of money. Four times kill combo, sorry. Nom and Stompy then kills on the top line. I did have a plan-ish about that, and then I guess I forgot what I was trying to do. Alas. It's hard to deal with that Warthog unless I use Snow. If I freeze it this round, I can hit it next round. Safely, at least. I'm gonna freeze the Warthog before I cycle here, unfortunately. Hog on the top line, 2 damage. Hog on the bottom line, 2 damage. Nothing I really need to worry about right there. Interesting. I definitely mini-munch one of the Gear Hammers. I'm gonna Molten Dip here, because now Krego does 9 damage to the Warthog. Which means if I ever successfully actually attack it with Nom and Stompy or Krego at this point, It has to die. It has no choice but to. Putting Silly on the top line, and then using a Sun Song box on Nom and Stompy on the bottom line will get Nom and Stompy to attack. Which will kill 2 units. Silly kills on the top line, Nom and Stompy kills on the bottom line. And now there's just a goblin that's intending to run away. Unfortunately, I can't actually do anything about that, so... how much more junk do I have in the deck at this point? None? Yeah, so if I want to use any more junk, I'm gonna have to get a junk head out. I could have gotten 4 with a gear hammer there, as well as upgraded the gear hammer, but I think having this junk is probably gonna be more impactful. Yeah. Blunky will kill 2 units. Literally next turn. 2 hogs attack Blunky. Blunky explodes for 8 damage on that line. Then the Warthog is left by itself. Silly Pseudonym can follow up by killing the Warthog. Actually, you're also attacking with Greed, 1 additional damage for every 60 I have, which means that you will then respond against Razor afterwards. I wonder if maybe this is correct. We get 2, then Blunky dies, exploding on the bottom line, taking out the 2 backline hogs there. But if I don't freeze on the top line, we would be in pretty dire shape here. I'm gonna mini munch the gear hammer with recycle first. I can get a 5-time kill combo like this. Heck, if I'm fine not dealing with Razor, I could even get it like this. Sure. I'm gonna Flask of Ink Razor. Junk! Junk! Hog kills the bottom line, Silly follows up by killing 2 units, Nom and Stompy follows up by dying to the Warthog. Because the Warthog got to attack an interim there because Silly never targeted the Warthog. I was really hoping at least one of the targets would have gone against the Warthog in the top line. Oops. Alas. Well, that's going to make the next fight a wee bit more difficult. Thankfully, no frenzy for Razor, who was frozen at the time. I'm gonna throw a gear hammer at Warthog. Preparing to just be able to gear hammer them out of existence this turn. Nice. Not thrilled about having a 8 health, 5 damage Nom and Stompy for the first boss fight. Ugh. I can dupe a card in the deck right now, though. And I can also go to a shop afterwards. I'd love another crown. I always love another crown. Duping a card in the deck almost feels like it should be... maybe Sunsong? it's Blaze Tea, maybe it's Molten Dip. Maybe it is Blaze Tea, actually. It's Blaze Tea. Alright, Woolly Snail, what do you got for us? Noomlin Biscuit. Love that. Magma Booster, add 3, but add Aimless to the target, also nice. Haze Keg for recycling, but I don't have much junk preparation in the deck, unfortunately. Definitely have to take the crown, and definitely put the crown on... Oh, Lumen's already got its crown. Cool. Blaze Tea for more Frenzy on Nom and Stompy doesn't seem bad either. I could also increase the damage of my top line by 4 with the Molten Dip. You're definitely going to have to become Hog-Headed Nom. Unfortunately, doesn't add that much health to you right now. Definitely need the Noomlin Biscuit too. I'm going to take a charm from the Charm Machine. Probably going to take 2 more charms from the Charm Machine, let's be real. Fury 3, deal additional damage when you're alone on a row. Probably most likely to happen Nom and Stompy, but they've still only got 1 spot for a charm left, so I should hold off. Gain Consume. I'm getting a lot of charms here that I don't like. I don't really want the Lumen Vase to consume, because I'd like to apply it to 2 different things over the course of the fight if possible. It feels like different things want the Lumen Vase at different times. Gosh, this charm shop's been really, really brutal. Is there any way I take Magma Booster right now for giving additional Aimless for additional damage? I think not. Alright, 3rd charm. 3rd charm's the charm. Bomb Blind. Bomb job. Apply a bomb. I mean, if I had something that targeted a lot of enemies at the same time, I'd definitely use it there. Alas. Wow. Pretty useful. Useless, rather, final ones. I will give the 3 Fury to a Nom and Stompy, try and increase your damage. The Consume on play should probably go to... maybe even the Sun Song box. And then apply an additional bomb. I mean, obviously that would go on Silly if Silly could take it right now, but they can't. This feels like it should probably go on something, maybe the Gear Hammer that has Yank. And then our final crown. Noomlin Biscuit on Blunky to throw them back out and then throw them back in a hand and then play them again later for another block is nice, but it's a little much. Boggy Brew to cause 2 attacks against enemies really early on. Gives me a lot of control of the battlefield. I feel like right now I am going to need the damage from Molten Dip early. Alright, Eye of the Storm. Let's go. I think I can definitely get the Eye of the Storm. After that, who knows? Why are you a Frost Guardian and not the people that I won with last? Excuse me? Storm and Nompi. Silly Krego. So I need Mega Mimic to be dead. The thing is, I'm trying to figure out what Mini Muncher should munch right now, because I have a countdown by 1, as well as the junk in hand to charge that. I also have more Frenzy to give to Nom and Stompy. So Mini Muncher is either destroying the Flask of Ink or Snowzuka. Probably not Junkhead, considering... I mean, there's only one more recycle card in the entire deck. And I am about to lose Sunsong Box, so literally it only locks me out of playing one Gear Hammer, which is probably not going to line up with Junk anyway. Junkhead's just also a really powerful blocker, though. Gonna destroy the Flask of Ink. And then I'm going to use the Sunsong Box this turn, because I want to use the Snowzuka next. Whole load of cards destroyed there for the sake of the Norman Stompy. So let's get the Snowzuka on Grink to prevent the Mega Mimic from attacking with all of its Frenzy right now. Silly could have killed the Mega Mimic. Didn't, though. Did freeze them, which is still pretty good. Norman Stompy gets their Frenzy. Getting a Junket out right now doesn't make a huge amount of sense. Let's Frenzy Norman Stompy up on the top line. Unfortunately, Norman Stompy doesn't have the cooldown reduction 2 at the moment, which is what I was kind of playing with in mind. Oops. So Mega Mimic says trigger when an ally attacks, not trigger against the target that an ally attacks. So if I gave, Haze to one of the enemies, unfortunately that wouldn't save us here. That would still get Mega Mimic to attack 2 times. Mega Mimic, however, when it attacks will... Oh no, but Frenzy again is only for a single charge, so it still doesn't help us. I think if I put Blunky on the bottom line, I'd be fine. First attack comes out from Frost Guardian, then Frost Guardian kills Blunky. Blunky explodes. Trigger when an ally attacks. Actually, no. Mega Mimic will happen between those. So Frost Guardian will attack. Mega Mimic will activate, losing a scrap. It will also attack, get exploded, and then die. I'm saying this because I've seen Mimic interrupt the attacks that trigger it before, and I'm extrapolating from that to here. Yeah, but then the Frost Guardian attacks afterwards and kills my top liner with the 20 damage it has. Yeah, that makes sense. Oof. Yeah, that's not great. Noomlin my gear hammer. Giving me the ability to gear hammer Grink off of the field. Cycle. Probably gonna mini munch the haze balloon, to be honest. And I'll even go for the combo. So Silly, if you hit the spike wall, you'll freeze it anyway. Handily. So let's Lumen Vase Silly for this fight. Okay. Time for Junkhead to go out so that I can soap up some more damage. Cycling now for the Noomlin hits seems pretty good. And now I will get... Oh. It's aimless, of course, so unfortunately I couldn't target the Frost Guardian specifically. But thankfully that's probably not going to matter at all. For the rest of this fight, Lumen Vase is not going to be used. Let's just recycle. Throw a Gear Hammer to kill the Grizzle on the bottom line. Craig on the top line is getting increasingly threatening. We'll cycle. This is the only cards that I have now. So I shouldn't kill cards unnecessarily. Noomlin Gear Hammer is getting very large. I'd like to have the Yank in hand later, if possible. Let's cycle. Silly will now kill the enemy, and Crego will be ready to attack the new wave of enemies. I'm going to Gear Hammer with Noomlin, the Uber Bear on the top line. Do I want to just let both of those Grinks attack Junkhead? Kinda. Get some gear that I can actually use. Take out Uber Bear. And Porcupine. Let's slow the Snow Guardian down by a turn here. For a single recycled Gear Hammer against the top line, Silly will now kill that target and then attack a random target on the bottom line. It happens to be the frontliner. Grink, you can't really make me much weaker. I'm gonna hit one of you with big damage and recycle. Actually, you know what? I don't want both of you attacking. I'm gonna Noomlin attack you, and then recycle to kill this Grink. Frost Guardian currently intends to attack for 10 damage. I have the ability to freeze you for a turn. Unfortunately, then I have to deal with you the turn after. Well, I can win this fight, but all of my units are going to be damaged for the next fight, so I'm not entirely certain what I plan on doing then. Goodbye, Frost Guardian. It still counts as a win. Now it's just, do I have enough to get ridiculous, despite everything I just did to myself? Not having much health on Nom and Stompy is definitely the worst part of this. When destroyed, apply 2 haze to the attacker. Honestly, using haze to limit the enemy's ability to attack me seems prudent. I just don't think there's any way I can generate enough health value to stay on the board in this final fight. Who should be wearing crowns? It feels like Krego, Nom and Stompy, Lumen Vase, Molten Dip for the damage. I don't even want to double Molten Dip with the Lumen Vase. I really want to double Nom and Stompy. Nom and Stompy needs to be able to attack pretty quickly. God, maybe I want Junkhead out. Just so that I have the ability to start blocking and using trash from hand. So Junkhead on the bottom line blocks the Crusher, the AoE, sorry, the Crusher, then the Crusher, and then the AoE in the next round, right? Which is a lot. I'm gonna do it. As I said, not very confident, but we'll see what we can do. Freezing units for additional time with Silly right now actually might be even better than getting Nom and Stompy to attack faster. Silly definitely needs to go out. Junkhead definitely needs to go on the top line. The Nom and Stompy has to be the front liner on the bottom. Silly, honestly, you probably want to attack before Krego at the bottom, but I also want Krego to be able to soak up damage for you in the worst case scenario. And yeah, I'm going to give the Lumen Vase to Silly. Having Blunky in hand is really huge. Mini Muncher probably doesn't even munch anything for this cycle. If it's anything, it's the Gear Hammer. But that's also a good Noomlin target right now. Blunky's going to be difficult to add onto the board and then take back off the board, so giving Noomlin to Blunky doesn't really make that much sense. Yeah, I almost feel like Mini Muncher can't munch Gear Hammer. Foggy Brew on the bottom line seems like a really good time. Unless it hits the Frost Junker, I'm really happy about it. I don't want to increase the counter on Silly. Got the Frost Jailer. Neat. Don't have to worry about that 5 damage in 4 turns. I could use Mini Muncher to consume one of the junks that gets added to my hand here if I want to. Frost Junk is about to attack, so if I can not destroy units right now, that would be better. But I can't not destroy anything right now, unfortunately. Yeah, all of my cards, unless just playing Gearhammer or Blunky, which I don't want to do, destroy things. I Blaze T, our Norman Stompy. Silly now about to attack on the bottom line, should definitely get some extra damage. Nice. I add 2 Frost and 2 Bomb to both of the targets that can actually take that. I'm about to get 2 Junk added to my hand, so yeah, I should probably play I should probably use Mini Muncher to destroy one of the junks in my hand, and then cycle. Oh. I like this. If I put the Haze Balloon on the top line, Frost Crusher attacks the Junkhead, the Frost Bomber barrages. So that Frost Bomber is going to barrage an AoE against its own friends. Thank you muchly. Next round I have to deal with the Frost Crusher on the top line, the Frost Muncher on the top line, and the Frost Junker each all attacking for 6, 4, and more damage. Sunsong Box right now consumes 2 cards for us, so it would get Nom and Stompy to act quite quickly. But I could even Blaze T Nom and Stompy and get them to act quite quickly that way. Yanking a unit right now? I guess I could yank Frost Junker to the front, and then I won't have to deal with them attacking next round. That's a lot better for us. Sure. I yank the Frost Junker. I kill it. Krago pushes some more damage against the Frost Jailer. Of course, Frost Lance is attacking this turn too. Oh no. This is bad. Frost Lancer has to be dealt with because it has the ability to just kill our backline. Currently, Frost Crusher and Frost Junker together kill Nom and Stompy in our front, which does suck, but at least I would be able to come back from that. I can't come back from Frost Lancer being able to kill my line, unfortunately. I think that happens to me regardless, because if I Snow Zook Frost Lancer, I hold them here for 1 turn, that's it. Then next turn they kill me. Everyone's unmovable at the moment, so I don't have the ability to change that. Don't really have a way to prevent this from being the case, so I have to Snow Zook the Frost Lancer and deal with it next round, unfortunately. There goes the rightmost card in my hand. I mean, I did attack the Frost Lancer 2 times there, freezing it, unfortunately. Freezing it doesn't do anything to it. Cycle. I really needed Blunky there. Oh, I've got the Snowzuka though. Unfortunately, that still really doesn't help us. All it does is mean that next turn, Frost Crusher, Frost Bomber, and the Frost Lancer are all attacking, which is a nightmare. Do I want to risk the 50-50 this round that Frost Lancer strikes Krego, giving me the ability to possibly draw into Blunky next round? I think I have to take a 50-50 that I lose right now. If I freeze the Frost Lancer, again, just next turn I have to deal with everyone attacking. I mean, the Frost Bomber is going to be attacking its own targets at least, which is nice. But this one's going to be attacking for 8 damage, and this one's going to be attacking for 7, so I can't really do anything about that. I know the best way around it right now is Numel and Snowzuka. Hope, hope, hope. We lose. Alas. Would have been able to play the Snowzuka in the next round. I won crown off. I did spare the Naked Gnome though. Would have been able to unlock the Snowzuka in the next round, play it, then cycle the hand, and continue trying to make my way through to effectively just ultimately freeze all of the enemies via Silly Pseudonym's ability there. Alas. We don't get the ultimate win, but we do get a win. New Frost Guardian has ascended. Does that still show as a streak, I wonder? Challenge Stone's new charm unlocked. Let's have a look at that as well. Our new charm is Gnome Friend. Oh, the Chuckle Charm. Oh, the Chuckle Charm. Remove charm limit on a character. Neat. The Chuckle Charm, as you may see there, is a reference to Chucklefish, the publishers of this game. You might also recognize them specifically as the publishers for Risk of Rain 1. And then a couple other games, Starbound I think they did as well. They've expanded as a publisher much since then. For the moment though, does it show a streak? It does not. We're gonna have to try and build one in the next episode. Until then, my name's Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Wildfrost. Top left is a series playlist for all my content in the game, past, present, future. YouTube recommendation down below, streaming past. Other names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Arrow above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Silly Pseudonym. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves and hopefully we'll see you all next time.